You shoved the front door open with a grunt, barely holding yourself together. After what had been one of the most exhausting college days ever. Your shoulders were stiff, your legs felt like jelly, and your feet, oh, they were practically screaming. Professor Min, who punishes students like that in college, made me stand the whole lecture. Professor Min seriously needs therapy. Who punishes the students by making them stand the entire lecture in college? My feet are dead. You kicked your shoes off and limped inside, dragging your back like it weighed 100 kilos. Your lower back ached and your calves felt like they had run a marathon. You were seconds away from flopping straight onto the floor until you noticed the unusual buzz in the house. Laughter, chatter, voices. Your sisters in law were scattered across the couch, laughing, chatting clearly in the middle of a small family hangout you were not warned about. You blinked and forced a tired smile. Oh, hey, didn't know we had guests. There she is, my tired little soldier. You look like you have been through war. I was in a war, Mincer's battlefield. I was the casualty. Hey, still that harsh? Poor thing. Go change and freshen up. I'll get you some chill juice. You gave her a grateful note, but then your eyes locked onto someone unfamiliar, sitting silently in a corner. Framed by the large window was a man, young, lean, with striking features and jet black hair. He sat still in a wheelchair, dressed in a black sweatshirt and dark jeans. His expression, ice cold, his gaze distant, yet sharp enough to cut through you. Your breath hitched for a second. He didn't smile, didn't nod, just looked, and then looked away. You tore your eyes off him and turned back to your mom. I'll go change, be right back. You disappeared into your room, sighing in relief at the quiet. After washing your face and brushing your hair, you slipped into your soft white hoodie with a pair of simple denim jeans. They hugged you in the right places, modest, comfortable, and effortlessly clean. You tied your hair into a messy bun, dabbed some balm on your lips, and exhaled deeply. Now or never. You were halfway down the stairs when you heard it. Raised voices, a sharp tone, and then your sister. I said, I can't marry him, okay? Stop forcing this on me. Your heart dropped. You rushed down the remaining steps, the tension in the air almost choking. As you stepped into the living room, everything froze for a second. All eyes shifted, Mrs. Joan visibly shaken. Your mom, frozen mid sentence, and Jungkook still sitting in his wheelchair like a statue carved from ice. And so he, furious, trembling, arms crossed like she was ready for a war. So he, please, you said you would think about it. Well, I did, and my answer is no. I won't ruin my life marrying someone who can't even stand up, let alone take care of a wife. The silence cracked like glass. Shungkook's face didn't move, not a flicker. But we felt something shift in the air, like his silence was louder than any shout could be. So that's enough. No, why should I lie? Everyone is pretending like this is normal, like he's not broken. You stood frozen, your eyes wide, your stomach turning. What exactly am I supposed to do? Play nurse for the rest of my life? He can't even walk to the kitchen. And don't even get me started on physical needs. I'm not a saint. You snapped out of your shock and stepped forward. That's enough, Sohi. She turned to you, eyes blazing. Oh, please don't start with your moral speeches. You wouldn't marry anyone if mom told you to. You're so desperate to please everyone. You flinched like she slapped you. Mrs. Jones gasped softly, and your mom looked between you two, visibly torn apart. But Jungkook, he still didn't move. Still cold, still silent, his expression unreadable, his jaw tight, but his eyes were steady and empty. I can't marry your son, that's all. She turned, her voice cracked slightly at the end, anger and something else mixed in, but she didn't stop. She stormed past everyone, tears barely held back, and slammed her bedroom door upstairs. The room was silent. You stood there stunned, the heaviness pressed on your chest. You turned your gaze slowly toward Jungkook. He sat motionless, not even looking in your direction now, like nothing had touched him, but you knew better. Because pain doesn't always look like pain. Sometimes it just looks like silence. The door slammed upstairs and silence swallowed the living room like a storm that had passed but left that destruction behind. You stood frozen near the couch, the heat rising to your face, not from anger but humiliation and disbelief. So his words still echoed in your head like cruel little ghosts. He can't fulfill my physical needs. I can't marry your son. You blinked hard, jaw clenched. You were not supposed to be here. You only came downstairs for juice and some peace. I should have just stayed in my room. I didn't ask to be in the middle of the circus. Your mom sighed deeply and stepped forward, her face tied with embarrassment. I'm so sorry about Sohi. She spoke out of anger. She didn't mean it like that. It's alright. I know this isn't easy for her, but she glanced toward Jungkook, who still hadn't said a word. Actually, I didn't want to bring this up like this, but she looked at you, your eyes instantly narrowed. Vine, I have always admired your maturity, your calmness. And after seeing how hard Jungkook was, I was wondering if she paused, voice softening. Would you be willing to marry him instead? Your breath catch in your throat. What? I know it's sudden, but Jungkook's condition isn't permanent. The doctors say with proper care, therapy, and support, he can recover. He just needs someone steady, someone who won't give up on him. You looked at her like she had lost her mind. And then your eyes slowly turned toward your mom, searching, pleading, begging her to say something to stop this madness. Mom, this was so his marriage proposal, not mine. But your mom stayed quiet, chewing her bottom lip. You blinked again, your mouth dry. This had to be some kind of joke, right? That's when Mr. Jones finally stood up beside his wife. We will let you three discuss it, but we have made our decision. It's up to you now. And just like that, they both left Jungkook rolling out silently behind them. Still no reaction, still no emotion, just that same dead calm that somehow felt even colder than Sohi's cruelty. Now it was just you, your dad, and your mom in the living room, and you standing there, feeling like the ground had been pulled out from under your feet. Dad, why me? What did I do to deserve this? Why not anyone else? Your dad looked at you, calm as always, but with a firmness that told you this wasn't impulsive. Because you can handle it, why? And because he can be healed. He's not what so he said he is. Your mom stepped closer, resting a gentle hand on your arm. He's not a bad boy, he's just lost right now. If anyone can bring him back, it's you. We know you're her daughter. He felt like screaming, like this was unfair, like you were being punished for being the reasonable one. Why is it always me? Why am I the one expected to sacrifice? I don't even want to come downstairs. You stood there staring at the carpet like it might open up and swallow you, and then, after a long, heavy silence, you nodded. Just once, not because you wanted to, but because your parents looked at you like you were their only hope. Fine, you shut your bedroom door softly, but the pressure in your chest was anything but quiet. Your back hit the bed and you just lay there, arms sprawled out, eyes staring at the ceiling, your mind spinning like a storm refusing to calm down. Everything that just happened downstairs played on a loop in your head. The shouting, the insults, the proposal that was never supposed to be yours. What just happened? You rubbed your temples, eyes closing tight as a sigh escaped you. Why me, God? Just why me? What did I do so wrong? A bitter laugh escaped your lips, not joyful, just empty. Wasn't even my meeting, wasn't my engagement, but somehow I'm the one getting married. This is a joke, right? You sat up, legs dangling off the bed now, fingers tangled in your hair in frustration. I was just supposed to get juice. Your voice cracked slightly, silence settled around you, but your chest was loud with emotion. Anger, disbelief, and something else creeping in, something that made your stomach twist a little pity. You didn't want to feel it, you didn't ask to, but his face, that still quite expressionless face of Jungkook, sitting there, taking every blow so he threw at him, not flinching, not fighting back, just accepting it, and that hurt more than it should have. You hugged your knees and rested your chin against them. He didn't even say a word, just sat there like he's already given up. You hated how that image stuck with you. Like he would stop expecting kindness from people, like he would hear those words before many times, and though you were angry, deep inside a small ache had started forming for him, for the kind of loneliness you saw hidden behind his cold stare. You didn't deserve that, no one does. But even your sympathy didn't erase your own frustration, still doesn't mean I'm ready for this. I don't even know him. You lean back again, pulling a pillow over your face to drown out your thoughts, but they didn't stop. Your life had just shifted in one afternoon, and the only person who looked more broken than you felt was the man you were now promised to marry. And that realization, it didn't comfort you. It terrified you. The wedding had ended hours ago. No celebration, no music, just signatures on paper, a bitter air hanging in silence, and two strangers bound by obligation. Now, you stood awkwardly in his bedroom, still in your white dress, hair slightly messy from hours of ceremony. Jungkook sat silently in his wheelchair, facing the large window, arms crossed, his posture stiff and distant. His assistant gave a quick note before heading out. I'll bring the luggage from the car, sir. And with that, he was gone. Silence dropped like a curtain between you and Jungkook. You glanced around the cool, perfectly organized room, not daring to sit anywhere. Meanwhile, Jungkook didn't even spare you a glance. You can take the bet, I won't be using it. You blinked, so that was how it was going to be. Before you could answer, you noticed him shift in the wheelchair, awkwardly reaching for one of the side wheels he was trying to turn. His movements were tense, slow, his brows furrowed in irritation. You took a step forward without thinking. Do you want help? I don't need your help. Your lips twitched into a bitter smirk. Yeah, like I'm dying to help you, huh? That made him turn his head. Finally, he looked at you. His jaw clenched, his eyes were cold but not unreadable. Something flickered in them, maybe pride, maybe shame, maybe both. Trust me, wheeling you to a bathroom was not my dream wedding list either, but here we are. He didn't say a word, he just stared, but he didn't argue this time either. You moved behind him and grabbed the handles of his chair. Congratulations to both of us. One can't walk, the other didn't want this. What a pair. You pushed his chair gently toward the bathroom door, your hands firm but not rough. When you reached the doorway, you stopped and turned your face toward him. Let me know if you want privacy. I'll be outside, not like we're close enough to brush teeth together anyway. Jungkook didn't respond, just rolled himself in the rest of the way quietly. But before he closed the door behind him, he paused for a second. And though he didn't look at you, he also didn't snap back. And that silence, that was the first time it didn't feel like a weapon. 1 week later, living with Jungkook was like living with a very handsome, broody statue, cold, expressionless, and allergic to basic human interaction. You had learned three things about him so far. He hated asking for help, he hated accepting help even more. He really hated the fact that you were not scared of him, and today was no different. You walked into the living room holding a tray with his medicine, a bottle of water, and a banana because apparently he doesn't eat junk food like normal people. He was by the bookshelf, trying to reach a file on top shelf, one hand gripping the edge of the wooden frame, the other stubbornly trying to hook the folder down with a ruler. You raised a bro. Wow. Look at you go. Spider Man could never. Chuguk didn't even glance your way. I don't need help. You smelled, walking in slowly like you were approaching a wild animal. Because almost falling off your chair is a power move now. I have been doing this fine before you existed in this house. Yeah, and still haven't figured out gravity. Need a round of applause. He finally turned his head, glaring at you with those deep, annoyed eyes. But there was something else now, something less hostile. You're very annoying. You dramatically placed a hand on your chest. Thank you. It's the only talent I brought into this marriage. He scoffed, reaching again, only to drop the file completely this time. It landed with a soft flap on the floor. You didn't even try to hide your laugh. Do you want me to write an official permission slip to help you? I had it, sure, and I almost married someone else. You stepped forward, picked up the file casually, and placed it in his lap. Before he could argue, his jaw tightened, but he didn't push it away. Small victory. You held up the water bottle and medicine next. Here, painkiller for that ego bruise. One day you will slip and I won't catch you. Or you would catch me, you do care. He went completely silent, clearly regretting opening his mouth. You grinned wider. As he took the medicine and drank the water, he mumbled something. You pretended not to hear it. What was that, Abby? I said, pass me the remote. You handed it to him, but your smirk didn't fade. Because somewhere beneath all the sarcasm, something was starting to shift. He still hated help, but he didn't hate you anymore.